Hello. We did it. We had a few technical hurdles this morning, or this afternoon, people. So lovely to see you. If you don't know me, I'm Kate, and I'm a member of the Oilsome team. And I have with me, affectionately dubbed the Laundry Queen. She has a few other names, and they're good names too, by the way. But Laundry Queen is the name that we are giving her for this particular occasion and in our particular team. So, Susie, hi.
Hi everyone.
And Susie's coming to us from her laundry, because why wouldn't you? We're talking about the laundry wash, so why not come from her laundry and talk to us about it? And you can see a little bit of a setup there in the background. And I have actually been in Susie's laundry, and it's as gorgeous as that. So this is going to be fun.
If laundry can be fun.
Yeah. But before we get going, I'm a mum of 3. Tell us about yourself, because I know that you have good reason to be the Laundry Queen.
No, I think that's it's probably where I piqued some interest in amongst our little team, because for those of you that don't know myself and my family, I've got my hubby and I are both tradies. Well, I'm not a tradie, I'm the TA, I'm the sidekick. Tim's the tradie, but we work on the tools, so laundry is a big issue for us. And we've also got teenage children, a teenage 17-year-old boy and an 18-year-old girl, who have been doing their own laundry since they're about 12 years old. And
just stop. Just pause, because everyone's going to go, what? You might need to repeat that. Just say that again. Doing their own what?
Yeah, exactly. But it was really important. We're 2 reasons. We're a busy family like everybody else, but also I guess I wanted them to be independent, and the first thing that you should be able to do is feed yourself and clean yourself. So we teach them to shower, we teach them to go to the loo, we teach them to make a bowl of cereal when they're little. So we teach them to clean their clothes and clean their belongings and respect what they have. So laundry was included in that for me. So that's not just their clothes, it's their bed sheets. You don't leave bed sheets on for a month and let them stink. And you wash your towels, and you wash the bath mat that you stand on, and you wash everything. So, and it shouldn't be mum that does it all. That's just how I was.
I probably just need to check the title of this live. Is it Money Saving Monday, or is it Parenting with Susie? Because I could sit and listen to a few more of your tips, and maybe we'll just have to do a Parenting with Susie at some point. Don't you think, team? Do you think that Susie would it would be great to listen? That's good stuff. Susie, I'm just going to double check that we are live in Oilsome Oilers, and we are. So I'll just get rid of that volume, because there's a 20-second lag there, so that's cool. So that's great. What we are talking about today then is Money Saving Monday. And Susie, I've heard you talk about this, and I've heard about how you have broken this down in terms of cost. So here's our little product here, Thieves. It's based on Thieves, which are the 5 essential oils: cinnamon, clove, rosemary, eucalyptus radiata, and lemon. And those 5 essential oils is what this wash is based on, and it's a concentrate. So that's all really interesting to know before we get started. And I use it. So many of us use it. We love it. So you are going to, in this call, we're going to talk a little bit more about how you use it, how you hack it. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, that's what I'm hoping you're going to do anyway. So first thing I want to know is why would I want to use this one? And I know why I want to use this one, because it smells divine. That's my first thing. But you tell me from your scientific, and in fact, probably you should have a lab coat on, because you do get pretty scientific about this stuff, and I love hearing it. I'm a bit of a nerd myself. So tell me, what is it in our Thieves wash that is so much better than the commercial laundry liquids that are available to us in our supermarkets?
Yeah, okay. Well, firstly, I'm not scientific. I'm just a mum. But
you're not just. You're good.
But finding out with Thieves, so finding out about what was in this product, it was almost a happy accident for me because I wanted to hack it. I knew of the third rule. So with most of the thieves concentrates, the rule is when you get your little wellness box and all your thieves concentrates arrive, you tip out. So you've only just got a third left and top it with water, saving the other 2/3 somewhere else. We all know the basic concentrate hack for the thieves products.
But some people don't, so that's good. That's good to know. That's level 1 hacking.
Yeah, level 1 hacking. And then, of course, I wanted to extend it out further. Probably money saving. It is a good title for this video because I wanted to spend money on my essential oil collection. Yes. I didn't want to spend my money on laundry. Laundry is boring. So I wanted beautiful frankincense and I wanted valor and I wanted all the lovely things. So I decided I wanted to hack it, and there was a fantastic recipe already within our forum by Amanda Miranda, and I loved that. But it made me look deeper into the back of the bottles and what was actually in these ingredients. And this is where the happy accident comes, because I love the hack for our laundry liquid, where we're really, instead of using a third of a bottle, we're using just 2 caps to make up an 8-litre wash. And we'll have a little chat about that in a minute. But I had to extend it out to get a better wash. I couldn't have 2 capfuls of this, so I had to start looking at some of the other sort of more old-fashioned natural cleaning products, which is your washing sodas, your bicarbs, and I added borax into the mix because I wanted that extra sort of activity happening within the wash, especially being tradies and having very dirty clothing. When I started looking into what makes up a stain or a smell or an odour in fabric, it broke down to 3 basic rules with clothing and with laundry, and it does get very sciencey. And
I told you to get sciencey. Come on, bring it on.
But nobody wants to be sciencey in their laundry. They want to be quick and they want to be efficient. And when we're talking about having a laundry station, which is what I basically call this in my home, because as I've mentioned to you, it's not just me. My husband's doing his laundry. My children are coming in. They're doing their laundry. So it needs to be simple for them to use, but it needs to be really effective. They're not going to stand here and go, what type of stain have I got here today and what do I need to clean it? And could you imagine? But you can make it. When I say it's sciencey, there are three sort of main things with washing laundry, and I'm going to use my notes. Sorry, everybody.
Great.
But stain removal relies on 3 things. So first of all, the fabric, is it synthetic? Is it natural fibre? The type of stain, is it a water-based stain or an oil-based stain? Where has the stain come from? Is it an acid or a protein like an egg or a gravy? Is it a sugar or a grease or a dye? So you could stand there forever sort of pondering what that stain is. And then, of course, how do we remove it? Now, hot water sets some stains and helps others. And different salts or sodiums, which is basically what makes up all our borax and our washing sodas and our bicarbs. They're all just different forms. Some of those will set stains and some of them will release. So, you could just come along and say, all right, I'm going to put a half a cup of borax in my pre-soak and to soak my clothes and everything will be fine. Well, you could accidentally actually set a stain.
Okay.
The happy accident for me came from when I did start reading those ingredients on the back and typing them into good old Google and finding that our thieves products already have these all in them amongst the whole range. So I broke it down for my family into what I read as a washing system called TACT, and which is temperature, agitation, chemistry and time.
Wow.
And I put that into more simple words for my kids, which was less clothes, more detergent, and pre-soak. And I had to make sure that those 3 things were easy enough to do. I didn't get too bogged down in anything other than don't put too much in that machine. Use a fair bit of liquid, which needed to be cost effective, and soak anything really dirty. So the soak, if you look across, I won't go through all of them, but if you actually look at what's in these products, for instance, the laundry liquid, that contains sodium chloride, which actually acts like a brightening agent in our wash. So we talk about greying of white t-shirts and, dulling of clothes. That's actually got quite a lot of brightening agent already in it. It's got a whole heap of enzymes in there which actually break down all our protein stains like blood, egg, gravy. It's got another enzyme in there that actually breaks down fat. So Young Living have already put it all into that laundry liquid. But
so the question is, I've got for you then, is if you didn't know anything about thieves and you didn't, in fact, probably it's worth saying that what are in our commercial cleaners that's doing the same job. I mean, you can go and get your commercial cleaners off the, washing powders and laundry liquids off the shelves of these big supermarkets, and they will clean the clothes. But what are we left with in our clothes after they've been washed with those commercial cleaners?
And there's also a lot of deterioration of our actual fabrics too. I mean, they're just, it's bleach, it's chemical action that they're just bombing basically the clothes. And that's how the stain removal happens, is to actually, just blitz that fabric. So you're deteriorating it more and more every time you use it. So you do get a lot more life out of your fabrics when you are doing low tox laundry as well, because you're not,
and also you're not getting that residue, right? That's because our skin is our largest organ, and we sometimes forget that when we're washing our clothes in these heavy chemicals, we're actually then wearing, and our children, our little ones and our bigger ones, are wearing those chemicals until the next time they're washed. And now that I've actually stopped using these commercial cleaners, I can smell people walking past whose clothes have been washed in those commercial cleaners, because you become very aware of that strong, very, very, just a very strong smell from.
Yeah. And you're right, there is no word to describe that fragrance, but fragrance is what I call it. It's just that chemical overload, and I can smell it if someone hops in my car. I've literally got to wind down my window, and obviously I'm not rude, I don't say anything, but it is that just to sort of get a bit of fresh air in, because of that, what are we used to perceive as a clean smell, but we can have clean smells without actually having all that toxic chemical sitting on our skin with our clothing.
Because we do know that those types, and really quickly we're going to get to this next part, because I want to show a video that we recorded of you, and it's awesome. It's really good. If you think Susie's really informative here, you'll be able to go to her video, which I'm going to show you where that is. But if you are watching this for the first time and you've never really considered using Thieves laundry liquid, particularly as a low tox alternative to the very high tox alternatives that are out there, it's good to know that the synthetic chemicals in these commercially available cleaners can really play havoc with your hormone levels. Like I said before, our skin is our biggest organ, and we are absorbing so much that we put on and near it. And Susie, my story, when we started washing all of our clothes in Thieves, we reduced so much of the hay fever in our house, because suddenly we weren't sniffing and taking in the smell that we were just talking about then, and reacting to it and having that allergic rhinitis from those kind of smells. And also, so many people who use Thieves will tell you that the reduction in skin irritation is just, so worth it, because it really is so beautiful on the skin. And like I said before, it's got the 5 essential oils, which is where the fragrance comes from. So it's a natural plant-based fragrance, which, you can't lose with that, can you? You can't lose with nature.
Yeah.
So, all right, so let's get to the good part. You need your popcorn now, people. So I'm just going to navigate over to YouTube, where we have a really great video that, like I said, I recorded. So this is not MGM Studios recording. So grab your popcorn by all means, but lower your expectations with my recording, because it's a bit, got the camera in my hand and I'm asking questions, and I'm really actually quite amazed at Susie's knowledge. So I'm thinking to myself, this girl's amazing. So what I'm just going to go to my notes here, because I wanted to make sure that I knew where we were going to start, which is at 2:55. And all right, so here we go. I'm going to share my screen. so that you can see it. I'm going to go to desktop here, and then I'm going to head over to YouTube. And here it is at the top here. We have a channel on YouTube called Oilsome. And in Oilsome, there are a whole bunch. I'm going to get rid of this little guy down here. Whole bunch of videos, sorry, not the ones further, but a bit further. There are a lot more. And the one we want here is Susie with Best Thieves Laundry Hacks. So I am going to go into our video here. And I'm just going to stop her before she ramps up. Sorry, I'm going to find where a good place to start is. And I think I want to quickly show you 1 minute around here. And this is Susie talking about the actual recipe that she uses. And there's a lot more to it. So I encourage you to go and find this channel when you get a chance. I think it's around about here. So let's have a listen.
Recipe. I do the dry powders first. I use washing soda and bicarbonate soda, the two different sodas. Bicarb and washing soda are both very alkaline. Washing soda is very highly alkaline. It's got a pH of about 11. Borax is about 9.5 pH, so they are quite caustic, but in a low level like this, it's quite okay. And the reason I use them is they do help neutralise the pH in our water. Perth water is very hard. I don't like using it as a laundry booster. Like people have sort of said to me, why don't you just use your thieves and then have a dry powder laundry booster? I find that by actually diluting them first in hot water, they actually don't get so much build up in the machine and just seems to work better. So I use those mixed with bicarb, which is only a pH of but it's mild. And those three together work really, really well for softening your water, getting out stains, things like that. If you also then add vinegar into your rinse cycle of your machine, the combination of those with your vinegar as your softening agent, and unfortunately it's quite a lot for our water, it's actually about 2 cups of white vinegar. Again, has to be that Cornwall's vinegar. Doesn't say that there, but that is what I use, Cornwall's white vinegar. So it is quite a lot, but if you put 2 cups in your rinse cycle, you will get that brightening without whitening oxy action happening as a result of the reaction of the vinegar with the sodas as well.
All righty. Let me just get out of this now. Don't know what I'm doing. Here we go.
That's what stays.
And I'm just going to stop share. So Susie, that was a little bit, and you go, honestly, in that video, you do really go into it, which is fabulous. In that part just then, you were showing what you add to your thieves. So you mentioned that you use 2 of these lids for an 8 litre.
Yep, so I've got an 8 litre dispenser.
Yes.
The recipe that I actually have is for a 4 litre.
Okay.
But that's because that's the most common size in the shops. Big W and Kmart is the 4 litre.
Right.
But from the Thieves products, so the dry powders that we mixed first was the washing powder, the borax and the bicarb, and then we added our Thieves laundry liquid, 2 caps because it's a 10 litre. We used our Thieves household cleaner, 2 caps because it's a 10 litre. Thieves household cleaner, the reason I add that in, or we all add that in, is because from what I've discovered, it's got a chelating agent that actually helps break down the bond in hard water. So that's what's letting all those sort of stain removal products work within our Perth water, which has a pH of about 14. So
actually in that video, Susie, you were really knowledgeable about the pH, and that's obviously a big part of getting your whole concoction there right.
It is, and that's why when I soak, I don't go to the powders. You think I would, just tip half a cup of borax in my sink. Yeah. I actually make up a liquid mix in an empty Thieves bottle, right. And that's what the kids and I use, and they just use 1 lidful, which is 1/4 of a cap. They pour it into the sink.
Yes.
And all it's actually got in it is Thieves products.
Wow.
Now, that's not because I'm Thieves crazy. That's because when I look at what's in our Thieves dish liquid. Believe it or not, our Thieves fruit and veggie soak, which I think I've wrote it down here because
Yes, you did. Yep.
yeah, working on, that's got citric acid in it. The Thieves household cleaner, no, the dish liquid, our actual Thieves dish liquid, that has washing products in it that are similar to washing soda and borax.
Wow.
So I don't have to, I don't want to soak in hot water. I want to soak in cold water, and then I want to wash in the washing machine with my laundry mix in a warm water. So
Wow.
because I don't want to set a stain. So if I use the powders, I need a hot water to dissolve them, and I don't want that. So I find just using the Thieves mix, those products that I showed you, we can give the link to the pre-soaked recipe, and a cup of that, and that's there on the sink for me and the kids and hubby, just to do our overnight pre-soak, and everybody chucks their clothes in and then they do their washing with it in the morning, and that helps release those stains.
So that's the stain remover. And what would you say that is per cup, per lid that you're using?
Cost-wise?
Yeah, cost-wise. Do you know that one?
I asked me that because I didn't work out the pre-soak cost.
That's
I know the cost of my wash.
Yeah, so tell us the wash. Tell us what you get the wash for, because that's where we really want to see the difference as well. We love the idea of these clean clothes using low tox, but tell us what the cost is per load. And you've got an 8 or a 10 kilo washer?
I've got a 10 kilo washer.
Right.
And it cost me 8 cents to do a load of washing. If it is my work clothes for Tim and I, and where they're filthy, then I'll do. So I put a quarter of a cup into my machine. If it's really, and that's 8 cents.
Yes.
If it's really filthy clothing, or it might be sweaty bed sheets or something really dirty, then I do two quarter cups or 2 lids off my mix. And so 16 cents a wash would be max for what I would spend.
And you could make it a little bit more expensive by using distilled water rather than water, if that was your choice. But
yeah, and well, look, I highly recommend it. If you've spent a lot of money on a good quality washer dryer, like we did this laundry reno a few years ago, and part of that was getting my beautiful stacking washer dryer system, which I love. And I don't want it to break down on me. I want to look after it. They cost a lot of money, so I find by using a demineralized water in with these products, you're just getting not only a better quality wash, but you're doing a lot more gentler action on your washing machine. What you don't want, you want to clean your clothes, but you don't want build up of powders and liquids happening within your machine.
No.
And I find using the distilled water, that just eliminates a lot of that. So but doing that, it seems expensive. It costs you $7 in distilled water to use instead of good old tap water, which costs us very little. But it still only takes us up to 32 cents, I think, or something like that for a load. So you compare that to your commercial top, cleaners that people use, we're still way under the price line there of
and just investing in your health, right? It's just such a simple swap out. And you're investing in your health. So it's, just so important that we understand that we're not just playing a real short-term game here. We're playing a long-term game here with not only our health as older, getting older, but our children. So I want to know how long it takes you, and I know it's in the video, so maybe just give me a ballpark time of how long it takes you to make up that canister.
Oh gosh, as long as a kettle takes to boil. So really it's just a quick mix of those powders with put your kettle on. By the time that's boiled, you've popped your powders into a container, and you dissolve those and chuck it in. It takes like a couple of minutes, that's it, to make 10 litres. And you can imagine, I actually had never timed it. I swear to myself every time I'm going to time how long that lasts me, and I forget every single time, but it lasts forever. Our washing machine doesn't stop, but that 8 litres is just, it goes forever. It's just really convenient. It's actually, to me, super enjoyable to make up the next load. It hasn't grown old on me. I still love doing it because of what it is, and what a great product it is, and how what a huge improvement for my family's life it is to wash this way instead of, you know, buying the box of Omo.
Yes, I know. I'm sold as well. There's a few other things you talk about in that video, so I'm not going to cover them here. But suffice to say, Susie does go into bluing, and she talks about fluorescing, which is really kind of interesting about how we get that whitening in our clothes using commercial products, and how that is done purely by chemicals, and how we need to pay attention to that, but understand that here in this system that Susie's talking about, which is partly someone else's concoction, and you've done a whole bit of adapting and adjusting, haven't you, Susie?
Yeah, I've seen similar recipes. There's a few different versions of it floating around on the web. I mean, I'm a big researcher when it comes to why and how, and
Yes, okay.
so I've seen this recipe in a lot of spots. Really, I don't think it's unique. And even if you take out the Thieves product, the original combination of your washing powder, borax, and bicarb, is, you know, our grandparents used to wash this way. You know, it really isn't anything new. We're just so blessed to have the Thieves range to put in that, and you know, we haven't even talked really about the 5 essential oils in the Thieves. I mean, you look up what clove and lemon and rosemary and orange and cinnamon do, and you've just got a powerhouse product there that will wash your laundry and do it beautifully and in such a healthy, safe way.
Yeah, absolutely. Susie, it's been an absolute pleasure hearing all this, and I can't wait to go back and do a little bit more research. I'm just going to quickly add that in the background, you've got your canister sitting on the stand. Over here in Australia, we call that, did you get it from Red Dot?
This is the Kmart one.
That's the Kmart one. Okay, so Kmart, Red Dot, Things, they're all the places where you're going to find something like that. And you just said before yours was a 4 litre. That's a 4 litre or an 8?
No. So this is an 8 litre, and they're more available now. But originally, when these drink dispensers started coming out, it was more actually for the trend of kombucha that everybody started getting the drink dispensers going. But
yeah,
you know, great for laundry products too, obviously.
Yeah,
this is the 10 litre one from, and the only places I had originally seen them was Spotlight, but you can now get them, the 10 litre ones at Kmart. But traditionally Big Dub and places like that only had the little 4 litre, or there was 2 4 litres in a stand.
Okay, great. So we might not be rushing out at the moment, given our little circumstances here in Perth with our lockdown, but at some point we might be able to say that they're essentials, and we could head out and grab one of those.
Any bottle will do it. You don't need the dispenser, really. That's the icing on the cake.
And I did notice in the video you showed how to take this label off, just pull it off. So that was good. That was a really good tip. Susie, I reckon that has been fabulous. I'm just going to, there are lots and lots and lots of comments. People have loved hearing all of your information. So we'll, I can't see any questions there. Just, oh, hang on, there's one here. Is that the demineralized water from Woolworths or something similar? It's distilled, right?
That's right. So Bunnings, Woolies, Coles, so any distilled or demineralized, it's the same thing. Just find the cheapest one you can, because you need 7 litres of it.
Yes, I know. I'm actually really lucky. I've got one of those dryers that collects the water rather than steams it out. So I recycle that into a big bottle, and then that's my distilled water. I actually use that water as well for my diffusers around the house.
Yeah, wonderful.
Nice. Hey, so this is it. We probably need to finish and say goodbye. And hang on, I did have one question here on the Zoom chat. I've heard some pretty serious feedback about using borax. Is there any substitution?
Just admit it. If you're not sure, don't use it. The washing soda and the bicarb have got plenty of action, and really for most households that's all you need.
Okay.
We just delve into epoxies and paints and things in the nature of our work. So I do, and I looked at borax not for what it was as a caustic soda, but in the quantity that I'm using it in. Is it safe for me? Yes, I believe it is. So a lot of products, if you actually look at bicarb and washing soda, they are caustic products too. I mean, if you actually put bicarbonate soda on a tray and put it in the oven and roast it, you'll end up with washing soda, and it's a little bit more toxic again. And they go in a scale of alkalinity. If you watch the video on YouTube, I talk a little bit about that.
Wow.
That, yeah, you've got sort of causticness in that scale as well. So, but it's all in moderation and measure as to whether or not it fits into that low tox category, and whether or not it's going to react on your skin, I guess, is what it comes down to. Is it healthy for you? So
No,
not
that's
sure, don't just take it out.
All right, great. So you can admit, I omit that one,
Yeah.
Tracy, which is good. I'm glad you asked that question.
Yeah.
Christiane Walker says, I still haven't worked out how to open the pink borax from Coles. It's adult proof, he says. And Kylie Bryant says, yes, there are 2 types of borax. She gets hers bulk at Blantz. I've never heard of Blantz. Have you? Blants. Wonder if it's a typo. No?
No. So I get mine through a few different places. I use either Diffusional, Centua Packaging, or Range Products.
Okay. Yeah.
So there's lots of places you can get it wholesale, not wholesale, sorry, in bulk.
Yes.
And yeah, I do buy everything in 5 kilo quantities.
It's in the cupboard just above there, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, what we'll do is when we finish this, we will post inside our Facebook group, which is Oilsome Oilers. And, you know, if this is new to you, if the whole idea of low tox is completely new to you, please reach out to the person who sent you this link, or myself or Susie, if you know us personally, then do that, because we'd love to share with you all the other products in the Thieves range, as well as so many of the other amazing products that Young Living produces, which have transformed and bettered my health 100%. So can totally speak for it. I'm not endorsing anything I haven't used and absolutely love. So this is exciting, and we will see you another time soon. But just know there are a whole heap more videos that are available either on YouTube or inside our Oilsome Oilers group when you become a member. Okay. See you, Susie. Catch you around.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.